Okay. I climbed out of bed, took the kids to school. I'm not even dressed. In fact, I'm glad you can't see from here down. I mean, I do have on pants because I took the kids to school, but I'm not dressed. Anyways, I was driving from taking them to school, and this was going through my mind, and I did not want to miss it. I didn't want to, take a shower and not be able to. I mean, not that a shower would throw me off. I just didn't. I wanted to portray it as I was feeling it. So I want you guys to get it. Scratch all that. Anyways, okay. Here's my thoughts. Okay, I was driving home. This was running through my mind. Okay, you know how we put sins in categories? We're like big sins, little sins. Well, I've done some pretty crappy things in my life that I would category big sins, and for a long time couldn't forgive myself for them, but Jesus did. This is how I kind of imagined it. Now, you have to think, if you don't think you've done any big sins in your life, the Bible says that if you look upon a person with hate in your heart, it's just like you've murdered them. So have you ever felt hate for somebody? Have you ever looked upon somebody in lust? That's adultery, even in a movie, even in these movies that are on right now, and we're like, oh my gosh, look at that man, he's cute or whatever, or that woman, look at her, and you're lusting after her, then that's adultery in the eyes of Jesus. So, in the eyes of God. So this is what I kind of was thinking. I was thinking this morning, I was like thinking, here I am, standing before God, and Jesus is standing right here beside me, and he's telling me, okay, you have sinned, regardless if it's gotten angry or huge, huge sin, murder somebody, whatever. Sin is sin to God. It's unholy. And this is what your punishment is going to be. It's going to be hell. It's going to be forever pain. But I've read a book that said the worst part about hell is not the pain, it's the loneliness. It's complete black, and you are so lonely that is like people just are crying out for a just somebody in their presence in hell, and it's not. It's forever lonely and pain. And that's what your punishment is. That's what God was telling me. Your punishment is that. And I'm standing there thinking, knots in my stomach, nervous. And Jesus is beside me. He's like, no, I'll do it. And I could see myself being like, yes, please let him do it. I know me. And Jesus is like, I'll take it. And God's like, okay, then you get all that punishment. And I'm thinking, oh, thank you that I didn't have to go through that. A little more dramatic. I was kind of imagining it more, but I don't like to take too much time on here. And so Jesus did that, and he did that pain, that punishment for me. Here I go off on my merry way, and I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, a few days later, what happens? Of course I sin again. Of course I mess up, get impatient, cuss the driver in front of me. I mean, I don't really cuss, but sometimes in my mind I sure do with road rage. Okay, here I go before God again because that's unholy. And he's like, no, it was taken care of. When Jesus did it once, he did it for everything. And I'm just like in amazement, because in real life, I borrow money, that debt gets paid off to the bank. Let's say somebody comes along and just happens to, you inherit some money or something and you pay that debt off. Well, you borrow money again, you owe that debt again. But in Jesus' terms, once he paid it for forever. I mean, in my mind, I was like really grasping it. But like I said, I don't like to take too much time on here. But do we get that? Do we really, really get that? Half the time I don't. But I have to remind myself, because that is just, I should live in like complete amazement and gratefulness every single day for that I'm not facing that punishment that I should, that he did it for me. And once he did it once, he did it forever. And all I have to do is just believe that. That's all I got to do is believe it. I mean, what is that? We don't live that's not human terms. We don't live in it where you just believe it and it's gone. I believe my debt's paid to the bank and it's gone. No, you still owe it. I mean, I just wanted to get that to y'all this morning. I hope it hits you like it hit me. And I hope I remember it. I should be saying thank you all day. I should be on my knees all day. I should never even do nothing. I should never even go eat again. I should just be on my knees saying thank you all day.